All right, Scorpio, you're up first because as I'm filming this, we're still in the throes of the full moon in Scorpio that just happened last night, and I'm still a bit salty about it because when I looked out my living room window last night, I saw it. And she was gorgeous, and just right there. Of course, I couldn't get a good picture from my window, so I thought, all right, I'll walk outside. I'll go take a picture. It's right out by my driveway. It's totally fine. And lo and behold, wouldn't you know it, walked outside. There's the cloud cover. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then I feel this tut, tut, tut. I'm like, what? It started raining. So if anybody has any good photos of the moon from the full moon in Scorpio last night, please feel free to share them because I would love to see them. Okay. Well, we are starting off strong today, friends. I'll try to remember to link it below, but this is the Rhythm and Soul Tarot deck, by the way. I am obsessed with the artwork. So starting off strong with the Queen of Axes, which is the Queen of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Fool. Go big or go home. And honestly, I have a niggling feeling. Oh my gosh. A niggling feeling that your home might be changing here real soon. This is a whole lot of cards, but I know I'm supposed to take all of them, so bear with me. The wind's blowing, so I don't want to set anything down. I don't want to lose my cards. They're so pretty. The World, the Seven of Blues, or the Seven of Cups in this deck. Passion, otherwise known as Strength. The Ten of Axes, or the Ten of Swords. The Preacher, or the Hierophant. The Four of Axes, Four of Swords. And the Two of Axes. Please bear with me. Again, the wind is blowing. I don't want my cards to go away. And we also just had the Queen of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Fool. The Fool. Big, big new beginnings are on your horizon, my friend. And the reason why is there aren't really words to describe the extreme in-depth. This is when like SAT words would like really come in handy here. Like there's shadow work that most humans go through. Then there's, the step up that the really dedicated students really get into. And then there's what Scorpio does. Because we are the depth. I'm Scorpio rising, by the way. So I can confidently say when we go deep, we go deep. We go real daggone deep. And that's exactly what you've done. You have worked through shit that nobody would have thought possible. Like any relatively sane human would be like, how in the what are you still upright? Not in a straitjacket rocking in a corner. It's because you, prior to incarnating in this life, you chose, it ends with me. No one else in my generational line, I don't care what karma they rack up. They will never have to experience the level of shit that has been stuck on to this generational line like gum on the bottom of a shoe on a piping hot day. I'm it. I'm done. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. And that's also why you've lost your mind a whole lot lately. It's why you've been broken and beaten and battered. Why, even though you are the Hierophant, you are the preacher, you feel like you've been drowning. sleep isn't enough. Is the simplest way I can state it, is that sleep is not enough because your soul is exhausted because of the intense work that you've been putting in. When you've been choosing to, put the wool's cloth over your eyes, I can't really blame you. I can't really blame you because of all the shit that you've been trudging through. I'm going to give you a buy on that one. When we're talking about, there are generational curses, there's generational trauma, and then there's taking on all of the generational karma, which is exactly what you promised to do. It takes a very special soul to agree to that level, that commitment of work. Please forgive me. My main Claire is clairsentience, meaning it's just an inner knowing. There are just some things that I know. And ultimately what that is my soul conveying to the human meat suit what the answer is, what it is I need to know, what the information is. So there are times as a medium, a channeler, a psychic, whatever label you want to put on it, there are times where it's really difficult to convey the words, especially in the English language, of what it is I want to say, what it is I'm trying to say, because I don't know if there is a word for how intense of a commitment that is. What you have experienced, I'm going to cry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be that asshole on the internet who cries. I'm sorry. But there's so much emotion behind what you've experienced, what you've committed to. The level of loneliness doesn't compare. 40 days in a hole in the middle of nowhere with no rations may have been easier. A prison sentence would have been a dream. Because for you to be stuck with anxiety and pain and trauma, not all of which was actually yours to begin with, that's a lot. That's more than any soul should ever have to bear. But you're the Scorpion. And you know that even though you may come across as small, your venom is so flaming. It has a punch that does not even compare. The Nine of Jasmine in reverse, which is the Nine of Wands, which, hang on, let's take a moment here. Forgive me. No one's executives function in this household, so we're going to take a moment. Nine of Jazz, ergo the Nine of Wands, and you can see there are 9. I always want to call them bells because I'm thinking of like xylophone bells. But anyways, there are 9 of them right there. Look, she is singing her fucking heart out. She is just pouring all of her emotion into the card, which is exactly what you've done. You have taken all of that lifetime after lifetime after lifetime from your lineage into this one singular life. And people have wondered why you've been so distant. People have wondered why you can't commit. Why you're always too busy, or you're always in pain, or you just can't And the thought of being around a large group of people because it's just too much. It's because you're living with that day in and day out because you promised your entire generational line that it ends with you. That's a lot. That's a whole fucking lot. But the really beautiful thing about all of this is that everybody gets to walk away a whole and complete soul after the work that you committed to. I don't have words for all of the emotion that is pouring out of me right now. Because again, it's a lot to take on the trauma of just one life. Is a lot. Unfortunately, it can break some. It can take some. But for you to take on all of it, that's intense. That's intense. First and foremost, thank you. Because that's a thankless job. And even if you ever are, like, again, there are no words. Thank you is not enough for that level of work because day in and day out, it's shadow work. So anytime you get the opportunity to find a silver lining in the day, splurge even just a little bit, like with the bag of gummy bears. I'm not planning on eating this whole bag in one sitting. We'll see how it goes, okay? Listen, you live your life, I'll live mine, okay? With the moon on the bottom and the Ace of Roots and the King of Jazz. Which again, Jazz is wands in this deck and Roots are pentacles. By you agreeing to be the mirror, to be the moon, to be the be-all, end-all when it comes to all of the trauma in your generational line, in your lineage. If you even if you did sign a contract of these are the things I want prior to incarnating in this life, tear it up. Ask for more. Ask for more. Because you had no clue what all of that entailed. And spoiler alert, you're gonna get it all. Just don't be a dick and self-sabotage yourself, okay? But you'll get it all. The universe will in fact provide, as well as those who came before you and those that will come after you. Because remember, time is not linear. So congratulations. Congratulations. So if you're in the thick of it now, I hear you. I see you. I feel you. You're not alone. And even though, bear with me, please. Even though no one else can experience any of that on your behalf, because it is, in fact, your task, that does not mean you're here to do it alone. You do have community, you do have resources. all of which are available to you. Don't go down that. Don't go down this path alone. Reach out and ask for help when and where you want or need. Probably more than you think you should. Okay? Because you're going through some heavy shit. All right? None of this is going to get fixed overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take years. It might even take your whole lifetime, some of it. But if you're willing to continue to fight the good fight, if you're willing to continue to be the one that it ends with you, and oh, by the way, if you do choose to tap out at any point, there is zero shame. Because all of the work you have done thus far, it's so more than you could ever imagine. Your ancestors are incredibly grateful to you about all of that. I don't smoke or drink, but I feel like I need something after this. Jesus. Okay. Well, this seems like the most fitting death. But if you choose to continue to be a stubborn ass and, end all of it, mazel tov. But again, reach out to your friends. And if you need to find new friends, that's okay too. Or a relative or a neighbor, someone. Just don't do it all. Okay? Even like the monks that live in the middle of nowhere, the sisters that live in the middle, like up in the mountains, they still have community with each other. They're never 100% alone all the time, even in the animal kingdom. So don't do all of it all by yourself all of the time. Okay? For what it's worth, because I know somebody's asking, yes, that goes right back at me too. I'm trying to get much better about asking for help when and where I need to, because I understand how toxic independence can become. I'm working through that myself. Yeah. Saturn and Uranus. I'll look in the book in just a moment. It's the number 52 card. But first thing that was coming to me was, don't fly off the handle when you get interrupted while at work. And before any of you come for me, I am at the front of the line being smacked upside the head when hearing that message. I loathe to be interrupted when I'm in the middle of a task. Loathe it. Because I received my formal ADHD diagnosis a couple of years ago, which all of my childhood made so much more sense after that. And if anyone gives you shit, because likely if you're seeing this video, you yourself are somewhere along that spectrum of neurodivergence. And all that means is that your brain works a little different than others, and that's okay. But where I'm getting at with that is that one of my main triggers as someone who has ADHD is that it takes more than like 2 seconds for me to focus on a task. And once I'm really getting into it, if somebody keeps, hey, like as rough as I look right now, that's exactly how I'm looking at the person who interrupts me. Especially the universe, by the way. God forbid it's my kids, man. Like, I feel so bad when I do that, but at the same point, there are some times when you really need to get a task done. But with this particular card, Saturn and Uranus, the universe is asking, instead of being triggered instantly, can you stop? How can I help you? Because there's a reason why you were interrupted. Even if you were in a good flow, maybe it was for your safety. Maybe there's danger around that you didn't realize. Maybe it's because when's the last time you ate something, like actual food? Remember how I just said that I finally received my formal diagnoses of ADHD? As life-saving as my medication is for me, we can get into my origin story later, but as life-saving as my ADHD meds are for me, they do suppress my appetite. So I'll go all day and not eat a fucking thing. And then come like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my head starts hurting. I'm starting to get lightheaded because my blood sugar just tanked completely. And as someone, shout out to the chronically ill girlies, who has also been diagnosed with chronic migraines. And when I say chronic, I mean I get, on the extreme end, blackout aura migraines. I have to keep fuel in my body, like good, proper nutrition, or else I will black out. Kind of like I did earlier today. And it's not fun because if you've ever been like blackout drunk before, party before, at the club. I know I'm showing my age there, it's fine. But it's not, because I don't get any of the fun beforehand. I just black out. So that sucks. But where I'm going with this little tangent and tirade is, when's the last time you ate? When's the last time you hydrated? And oh, by the way, this is just, I don't want to spill it everywhere because I will cry. Ice, sparkling water / club soda, and electrolytes. Pardon me, because again, migraines, and it looks pretty outside, but there is like a real heavy dip in the barometric pressure right now. So it makes my brain feel like it's like in a vice grip and then being sucked up out of me. And so therefore it's depleting and dehydrating. Look, it's a whole thing. Again, we'll talk about my origin story later. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hijack your reading with all of my shit, but in trying to be relatable, especially Scorpio, because you agreed to take on all of this trauma, all of it, not just bits and pieces here. No, you said just give it to me. I got it. Source said, and your ancestor said, no, we'll take some of this on. Like, you can't, you said, I got this. I'm sure you're regretting your life choices at this point, and rightfully so. But especially because you took on such a heavy load, please take better care of yourself. Make sure you have good sleep hygiene. If and when you need to make a deal with your ancestors, guides, all of the aforementioned, ask for peace and rest while you sleep. This is something I don't do enough of. Before sleep, laying in bed, whoever's here looking out for me, I need rest. The human meat suit needs true rest. Hey self, hey soul, we can't go gallivanting through the galaxies today, or the time trip. No, just please stay here. We need to rest. We're tired, okay? We're really, really tired. And then, what do you know? I wake up the next morning, assuming my kids or cats don't wake me up in the middle of the night or a storm or whatever. But I feel pretty fucking rested. It's beautiful. It's glorious. Communication, open dialogue. Now, Scorpio. Go real easy on yourself, okay? Go real easy on yourself. You have taken upon yourself to heal lifetimes, plural, of trauma. Go easy on yourself, okay? And don't do it all by yourself. Ask for help when you need it.